professional level as well. And what's really cool, I really love the whole lifestyle aspect of Herbalife and what it can represent and what it is. And so, this picture of the basketball guys right here, who just got done completing 2 games last night in this championship game. So we ended up winning the whole thing. But I'm 35 years old, and I'm able to go ahead, still compete, still feel awesome, play 2 games, feel amazing after 2 games. And that's what it's all about. It's not about, bringing down and living a sedentary lifestyle as we get older. You want to keep your body moving. So I'm all about that. And the far right-hand corner, then you have just the lifestyle aspect from the family, enrolling your family into the shakes, enrolling your family into the nutrition club. Whatever it is that you're doing, you're enrolling people into this vision that you're going ahead and enrolling yourself into. And why would you do that? Because it's going to be easier for yourself and your journey. So last week, Chase did an awesome job of talking about 80-20. 80%, it really comes down to 80% nutrition, 20% is fitness. And that's the philosophy. And I think our society, we have that flip-flop. It's like, oh, I'm just going to work out for 4 hours a day, and then I'll lose the weight. So I have a 20-month-old currently, and I'll tell you one thing: she loves the movie Trolls. It's unbelievable. And there's one part in there in which the troll's trying to lose weight, and he's like, okay, I've got 8 hours to lose 30 pounds, and he gets on the treadmill and starts just exercising. I'm like, that's so like the world today. Like, we think that we can just lose 30 pounds in 8 hours. I got a big event going, but it takes time. It's a lifestyle. And once you get to that point, then it just becomes easier and easier. But the communities and accountability groups, that's what really makes everything worthwhile as you continue on your journey. The nutrition clubs, weight loss challenges, fit camps, all those things are going to make it a lot easier for yourself. Now, I don't know how you got, so there's a couple different groups, teams on this call, and everyone offers like challenges, whether it's a fit challenge, whether it's a weight loss challenge. It could be an in-person, it could be online, whatever it is. I would talk to somebody and see, like, how can I enroll myself into one of these challenges that can benefit me towards my goals? And, we have the science behind everything. And to me, science-based products gives me confidence in talking about the products, and that I'm able to trust these products. I'm able to, I feel so confident in giving my mom, the people that I most love and adore in this world, these products, because I know that they're safe and that they're reliable. We have the best products. I couldn't say that about a lot of the other products out there, because I've heard such bad and mixed reviews on those things, on those items that you might find on the shelves in supplement stores or big brand stores. And then you have the 30-30-40 rule, okay? So making sure that we have a balanced meal as we go through this process, because that's what's going to help you live a lifestyle during this process. If you look at some of these other diets, it's like all protein, then no carb, all protein, no carbs. Well, that's not a lifestyle. So I'm all about that. If you haven't heard of this app, this is a great app to help you through that process and that lifestyle aspect. Making sure that you know how many calories you're being put that's being put in your body by the food that you're eating, recording everything. This is really what's going to be a total game changer for you and your nutrition as you continue this process and this lifestyle, and making sure that you continue to just constantly being aware of what it is. And so we have tailored nutrition that really helps that process and makes it more simple. That we have food. Somebody hands you a plate of food and you're like, I don't know how many calories there are, how much protein there is, carbs, fats, all that stuff. Well, what's great about the the shakes that we have is everything is right on the label. You mix 2 powders together, you know exactly what you're getting in every shake that you consume, which gives you confidence in knowing that you're on the right track for your health goals. So I talked about the regeneration process. So I don't know how many of you actually know about this, but your body rebuilds itself. And so if you think about that, what are you doing today that is going to benefit you tomorrow? And if you're looking at some of these things like your brain health, your skin, your lungs, your stomach, your bones, whatever it is, are you like, oh man, I wish I had stronger bones? Well, did you know that it takes 3 months to regenerate those bones? So the extra calcium, so Herbalife has a tablet called Extra Cal. And so if you took this for 3 months, your body's able to regenerate and build stronger bones. It's not where you just go ahead and do it for a month, a couple weeks. It's 3 months. Pretty crazy, right? Same thing with your brain. The Herbal Lifeline, the omegas that we're putting in our head, in our mouth, which go to our brain, that regenerates after a year. So we're constantly feeding it good nutrition with the omega-3s, constantly good nutrition being put in our head, and it's going to be regenerate those cells. So ask yourself this question, which do you want to go ahead and improve on as we go through this? So one of the first things is the step 1. Now this is the process. Remember, it's all about the process. And we look at, okay, so how do I go through this regeneration process? Well, if you're taking the shakes, you're in it. If you just started taking the shakes, you're in it. Because sometimes what happens when we start doing something new to our body is that we might get headaches, we might feel nauseated, bloating, we might get breakouts, irregular bowel movements as well. We might get more tired. And that's our body just trying to get used to this new nutrition plan that we're trying to do, and we're trying itself. And what I got to say is just stick with it. Stick with the plan, because the plan works. If you've talked to some of these people, they're like, oh man, how do you have I have so much energy doing these shakes, doing the shakes, the tablets. It's because they've been in it. They've been in the grind during this process. It's not just 2 days. Oh, I got a headache, I'm going to stop this. You got to continue. Okay. So stage 2 really comes down to the absorption process. And so what helps you absorb more nutrition in your body? 3 great products that you can write down. You got the the Herbal Aloe Concentrate, which you take, comes in great flavors, mango, cranberry, and mandarin. And you go ahead, you take this, and what it does is it cleans the villi in our small intestine. It helps with our digestive tract. It soothes the digestive system as well. Okay, the second item is the cell activator. If you're not taking cell activator, it's one of the first products that I highly recommend going into this process, because it's a small tablet you take twice a day, and the tablet is going to go ahead and regenerate those small villi, which help absorb the nutrition in our small intestine. And then the third product is the 21-day cleanse. Great product. You take 2 tablets in the morning, 2 tablets in the evening before you go to bed, and you wake up feeling a little bit more refreshed. Now, it takes 21 days to break a bad habit, so that's why 21-day cleanse is a great option for you to include in this absorption process, okay, in the regeneration process. But this is key right here. It's consistency, consistency, consistency. Most people, they'll get done with this 21-day process, and they'll go back to their old ways. And you go back to your old ways, and like, what do you expect to, like, you go back to your old ways and you're going to gain weight. You're going to feel like crap again. That's just how it works. And then so you can't really complain and say, oh, as soon as I got off the products, I gained weight again. Well, yeah, because you went back to your old ways. You got to continue through the process. Ask any person out there who's healthy and is in the process, in the grind. It's because they've changed their lifestyle. And if you were to change one word in your vocabulary, it would be from diet to lifestyle. Diet, I think a lot of us have a negative connotation about diet, but if you think of it as a lifestyle, it all of a sudden shifts your mind. It's like, I get to have an amazing lifestyle. I get to go work out and eat this food, and it's a lifestyle. So, and this is key right here. A huge tip is on your nutrition plan, you got to make sure that you're reflecting. Leave time for reflection. And what that means is, you want to go ahead and you want to ask yourself, maybe after a week, what am I doing right? How do I feel after this week? What am I doing wrong? If I were to grade myself, would I give myself an A? Would I give myself a C? If I gave myself a C, how could I give myself an A? So grading yourself, reflecting on that, and then that's after week 1. So week 2 should be that much better, and you're going to have that much better results moving forward. So my man, Michael Jordan, if you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it. Okay, you'll figure it out. But you'll do that based on reflecting. And if you're a big movie person, these two characters right here, it's called the movie's called Trading Places. Stage 3, you're gonna feel like a champion. Okay, you're gonna have more clarity, immunity, reshaping, energy, weight loss, glowing of the skin, and like people are gonna notice that about you. It's not just gonna be you in the mirror and be like, "Hey man, I look good." No, people are gonna comment on you every single day about how great you look. Your clothes are fitting great. Man, you're in such a way better mood than you were before. And you'll be like, God, was I that grumpy before? Apparently. So, but it can really start with just your breakfast and your breakfast alone. And the breakfast alone can really shift your mindset. So if you're in a very unhealthy mood right now, a very unhealthy lifestyle right now, maybe one shake a day is your choice. And that's great, because what you'll notice is that all of a sudden you'll start feeling amazing off one. Then all of a sudden your mind shifts and you're like, man, what happens if I do 2 shakes a day? How great you would feel. So it's just little by little, you'll get there. But a goal without a plan is just a wish. And so how do you plan to start your day during this process? Is it going to be a shake in the morning, maybe an Herbalife pancake or a shake cake? We have options for you. So, we always have meals and recipes on our team pages and things like that can really help. And so, and here's a tip, if you're looking for accountability, this is a great way of having accountability. You might have a plan, a nutrition plan. Well, having shakes at home, 1 shake a day, and then going into your local nutrition club is a great way of having accountability, because you can talk to the coaches there at all time. And so, I'll leave you with this. I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying. So you can always go back in your old ways if it doesn't work, but you know what, you have to try moving forward. If you're serious about getting results and changing your lifestyle. So guys, I hope that was very beneficial for you and valuable for you. I'm going to turn the call over to my friend, Becky Middlestead.
Hello. Great job, Brian. That was so awesome, putting those terms in there on how people can get started. And I love all the different options we can do with our Herbalife products. It makes it easy to keep it fresh and new. You guys, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you right now so that I can talk to you a little bit about my story as well as the personal growth part of our call tonight. I am having an issue here with my screen. Let's see if we can try this one. Nope, that's not going to happen. All right, no problem. Well, let's just get started. We'll just leave it right like this for now. I'll put that off to the side. But you guys, my name is Becky, and I've been actually on the Herbalife products for 8 years this month. I can't even believe it. Time flies so much when you're having fun, and time really flies when you're feeling good about yourself and taking good care of yourself. You guys, I've lost 33 pounds on the products, and in the meantime of losing that weight, people started noticing my products. Just like Brian said, people are going to ask you every single day, why are you feeling so good? Why are you so happy now? You look great. And then something happens inside that you just can't help but share this stuff. At least for me, I went from, talking about my job. I was a retail manager and was always trying to promote the store I was working for. I was trying to make that company lots of money, to finding something that I was super passionate about. And then it turned into a business for me, which was definitely not something I was looking for in the beginning. But when I started feeling really good about myself and feeling good on these products, and people started asking me, I could not help but feeling really awesome sharing them along the way. So you guys, fast forward 8 years later, I got started coaching people just a little bit part-time while I was working at my retail job. And I started making some extra money. And I thought, geez, if I could do this part-time, what could I do if I did this full-time? And I just realized how happy I was, surrounding myself in the Herbalife community, going to events where all I heard was positive things. So I did take a leap of faith, you guys. And about 9 months into my Herbalife business, I decided to go full-time with Herbalife. And last month, in all the ways that Herbalife pays, in all the different ways we make money by teaching others to do what we do, I was able to earn $12,843, which is really crazy. And I'm not sharing that with you guys to impress you by any means. In fact, it's really hard for me to even believe it sometimes. I'm like, did I really just say that? Did that really happen to me last month? And it's really what happens when you put hard work and persistence and patience together. And that really is my reality now. And I'm just so grateful and thankful for this company of Herbalife and for my sponsor and coach who taught me about the Herbalife products. And I just want you guys to know too, that if it's something you're interested in, your coach person invited you on this call tonight, would love to help you learn more about the Herbalife business if that's not what you're on the call for. But know that it is possible. And I was a retail manager. Brian was a football or a basketball player, and Max was a college student. So we're all very different. We're all having a really great time making Herbalife our career. Okay. So you guys, this is my quote. So we always pick a quote, and Jim Rohn is a business philosopher. He did some work with Mark Hughes, and he really stood for our company of Herbalife. And I love this quote. It says, if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. And I love this because it's so true. It's so true that, if somebody called you up and they asked you to go out for pizza, and you really wanted to, even if you had plans or something else you had to do, you would find a way to make it happen, right? And sometimes we don't find, we put excuses first when it comes to feeling our best or doing things for ourselves. And our excuses can seem very valid. They can range from a lot of different things. They can be, I'm so busy. I have a full-time job, or I'm going to school, or both, or I have a family and I have kids, or I don't have enough money. There's a lot of different things that could be your excuse for whatever it is your goal is that you're not reaching right now. Maybe it's you feel like you have an unsupportive spouse, or you have to buy junk food because your kids love it. They need to have chips and they need to have, Pop-Tarts and things like that in their house. That might be where your mindset is right now. But I'm just going to challenge you to think a little bit differently and really start working on what your goals are, what you want. Because if you have a goal and then you just think about it, but you don't have a path to get there, it's really easy to let those excuses get in the way. So I want you to think about if you're going out with your friends, or you had plans to go on a great vacation with your best friends, you would probably find any way to make it happen. You're like, I really want to go. I really need this trip. I'm going to find ways to make it happen. And maybe you'll just let those excuses, you'll find different solutions so you don't have those excuses. So sometimes it's really awesome to put ourselves in a little bit different, like, I know Brian's a father, and I know a lot of you on this call are probably mothers or fathers. You have other people in your life that you have to look out for, not just yourself. And a lot of times we put everybody else in front of us. We often don't take time for ourselves. So I like this quote too. It says, excuses are for people who don't want it bad enough. Stop saying I can't, I won't, I might, I'll try, maybe later. Start saying I will tomorrow, or I will today. I'm sorry. So if there's something you really want in your life, well, whether it's getting health results, whether it's starting these Herbalife products and really, really, really sticking to your plan, whether it's starting a business that you love, doing something for your career that fills you up, that makes you so happy inside, commit to what you put out for your goals. Ask for help. Find people that will surround you and support you. So I've heard this saying many, many times in my life, that you are like the 5 people you spend the most time with. You become like them. So if you're around people that are negative, you're around people that are naysayers, if you're around people that, squash your dreams, sometimes it starts to rub off on us, right? So I would say surround yourself with the people that believe in you, who love you, and who want to see you successful. Generally, when people squash your dreams, it's not because that's their intention, right? It's because they just, things haven't worked out for them in their life. Maybe they've given up on their own dreams. And you can always start by being that person in your group of friends that finds the gold in somebody, right? It's very easy to find dirt in somebody. It's really exceptional to be that one to find gold. So I'm reading a book right now, you guys, and the author talks about, it's really easy to see somebody and criticize them in your mind, saying, oh, I don't like the way they're dressed, or that person is this, that, or the other thing. And it's the challenge to turn around and replace that with a compliment that you could think about of that person. And I think when you step into those shoes, you start to rise up in your group of friends, or in your family of people around you. And as you start to become a more positive person, you start to attract positive people. You guys, when I started Herbalife and I started listening to personal development, my family was kind of like, what are we listening to this for? Because I would listen in the car. My husband was kind of like, why do we have to listen to this? I'd rather listen to talk radio or whatever. But what happened over the course of 8 years, as my family started to become more positive, they started noticing when people around them were gossiping and people were being negative all the time. And it's so funny because it used to be something that we would just engage in. And now we are becoming the attractive, positive people that we're attracting. So our vibe, our attractive vibe, our positive vibe is attracting our tribe. We're attracting more positive people into our lives. And it's just creating a more positive environment. So sometimes it's not saying like get rid of everybody in your family if they're not supporting you right now, but you can step up and be that positive person. And how you do that, you guys, it's all different ways. It's, what do you surround yourself with? What do you feed your mind with? Are you reading positive books? Are you listening to uplifting music? Or are you, I often say this one, and it might, for people that are local to Minnesota, they'll get this one, but I changed what I listen to in the morning from listening to the War of the Roses on KDWB to personal development. And if you don't know what that is, you guys, it's just a really a skit thing that they do on the radio that it just puts people in a really negative light. And I used to listen to that, and now I can't even stand it, you guys. So it's just like all of a sudden what you want to feed yourself with, or feed your mind, feed your soul with, is more positive stuff. And when you're able to do that, things really do start to change for you. You start to attract people that maybe want to do things with you. If your goal is to get fit, your goal is to have healthier lifestyle choices, You might go from partying on the weekends to finding your tribe to come take a yoga class with you. Or, you know, maybe you want to go play basketball because that's something you did in college or you did, you know, in high school, and you want to get a group of guys together and play a little basketball. Once you start to attract people like that and you start taking care, you'll find that this healthy lifestyle thing is a really cool deal and people want to be part of it. And then one thing that I wanted to say after that is once you start feeling this positivity, you'll start to realize that you're worth it. What I found is, and this is from my own personal experience too, is when we make a commitment to somebody else, we make a commitment to a friend, we make a commitment to a spouse, I'm going to go work out with you. When we do that, we are 100% like ready to do it. We're going to show up. We're going to be true to our word. But when it's just us, it's just yourself that you're committed to, it's super easy to hit the snooze. It's super easy to not show up because you're only not showing up for yourself. So I'm going to challenge you to treat yourself the way you would treat anybody else, the way you would treat a friend, the way you would treat your child or your grandma. And talk to yourself that way as well and show up for yourself. Commit to keeping your promises to you because you're worth it. Surround yourself with positive people, commit to yourself, and all of a sudden these goals are there in front of your face. You're going to stop making the excuses. You guys, I've made excuses myself. There's a period of time where I just chose to eat the pizza because everybody else in the family was eating the pizza and it was easier than making a separate meal for myself. I chose to, well, I did my products pretty well for 2 weeks and I only lost a pound. So I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, do whatever. When I made a decision that I was worth it and I'd had enough and that I was willing to stand for myself, that's when I lost 34 pounds, you guys. That's when I realized I want to be the best version of myself because I'm going to show up differently for myself, for my husband, for my kids, for my business partners, for the customers that come into my nutrition club, and for myself. And you guys, I can't say it enough because I think we think about how can we be better for others, but sometimes we forget to say, how can we be better for ourselves? And the beautiful thing happens is when you are better for yourself, you're better for everybody else. You become a better person and you start attracting those people that need you to support them and then just share with them the same things, your story and how you showed up differently. Once again, if you want something bad enough, you'll find a way to make it happen. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. So remember that when you say, I'll try to go to yoga. I'll try to go to get up, you know, when my alarm clock goes off. You know, don't try, just do. Find something that drives you, something that's going to help you reach your goal, whether, like I said before, whether it's your wellness goal, whether it's losing 10 pounds, whether it's losing 100 pounds, whether it's getting away from that negative job and finding something that fires you up that you want to do for the rest of your life. If you need to take a leap, you know, all those things, find something that you want bad enough and go for it. And stop making excuses and know that you're worth it. You guys, that's all I have for you tonight. I'm really passionate about these things, you guys can probably tell, because like I said, there's been periods in my life where I've let excuses get in the front of my goals. I think we all have. And that's the beautiful thing about your Herbalife Wellness Coach. We've all been in your shoes in some shape or form. And we've helped a lot of people reach their goals. And we helped a lot of people get started in their Herbalife business. And they've been able to create a fabulous lifestyle. So if you found something on this call tonight, or this webinar, join us again. Join us again for the next TGIM. It's June 4th, 2 Mondays from now. And the cool thing is, you guys, you can, actually, is it 2 Mondays? Yeah, I think it is 2 Mondays from now. You can, if you saw this and you're like, you know, I'm thinking about somebody, I'm thinking about my husband should maybe watch this, or maybe my wife, or my brother, or my uncle, you know, you have the power to talk to your coach, the person that invited you on, and invite somebody to join you on this webinar next time. And I just thank you so much for taking your time out of the night tonight. I thank Brian and Max for pouring into the group here and sharing their stories. And once again, thanks so much, you guys. Hope you have a great night. We'll see you next time.